Okay, it's time to check the brakes and repack the wheel bearings. I'm going to use a floor jack on the timber and axle just to take a little bit of the weight off the tire. This is the tool for the one locking lug nut that we have. Now that that's been removed and the other lug nuts are loosened, I'll lift the trailer and remove the remaining lug nuts. Remove the end cap and clean out the excessive grease. With the excess grease removed, now I can get to the cotter pin and crown nut. Straighten out and remove the pin and then spin out the crown nut. Now I'm going to clean up the bearing and the parts. Although it's pretty grimy, it looks fairly normal in here. We still have plenty of brake shoe and there's no cracks. With just a little bit of care and a seal puller, you can pop out that seal without damage. There it is. Clean that out. Now I'm going to hit some of this with brake cleaner. And we're using a bearing packer. Set the bearing in, top piece on. It's already full of grease. And you just use pressure. And it pushes out the old grease. And up comes the new. I had that bearing pretty well cleaned out already, but it's packed now. Next, the larger bearing. Down in there. Centered. Screw it in place. And then give a push. And it's coming up. That's it. Packed. Now that the bearings are packed, I can put this together, put it away. It just seals up until next time. I like to use the excess grease that oozes up to give a nice coating on all the parts that the bearings are going to ride on and set into. Now some careful and even tapping to get the bearing seal back into position. Install the drum back onto the spindle. Insert the outer bearing. Add the washer and the crown nut. I like to tighten the crown nut all the way down by hand and then rotate the wheel a few times and then recheck the nut and then back it off just far enough to get the cotter pin back in place. And that's going to do it right there. I like to give the Zerk fitting a couple of pumps and then fill the void around the crown nut. Just pack that in by hand. And add the dust cap. Okay, then put on the wheel. And the locking lug nut. It's a pretty short lug wrench, so I torque it down pretty hard. And that's it.